about it. I went in 82, got out in 86. And 82 was like, no one had AIDS. Okay, a few gay guys were dying. We didn't know why. That was it. By 86, everybody's like, oh, my God.
We talked about it in the canteen, but that was it. We didn't dwell on it. We knew it happened.
That's right. I'll never forget my...
doll's eyes. They both had doll's eyes before they died.
My college roommate, very conservative young man. You think I'm conservative?
Mm-hmm.
I was a Marxist back then, but he was this guy was like damn near a Nazi. I'd come back to the room and he would like take things and make little mustaches out of them and put them right under his nose.
And he had one light on, the lampshade off, right by his face.
How do I look like this? He would say.
Why are you coming in so late?
Anyway, he got into a gigantic fight about whether AIDS would ever reach the. He said it'll never reach the
fourth
straight
floor
community.
of your dormitory.
It'll never be. There will never be. That's just a disease gay people have.
You know how you get it. It'll never reach the heterosexual community.
Right. That and monkeys. Homosexuals and monkeys have it. That's what that guy claimed.
Then he started hitting you with his riding crop.
Sit! You know, you didn't get to choose your roommates in college. They just showed up like that. I don't know.
I don't know how you did that. I just don't know.
It was my freshman year, and that guy was a very strange
How do you just live with somebody for a year?
Not easy.
In a shoebox.
Oh, no, Gary.
Yeah.
The room was at least
2 shoe boxes.
100 square feet.
How you get through that? I just couldn't do it. I just chickened out.
It was not easy. Especially when you get the name of the person. Like, they send you a little note.
But you can change your roommate, too. I mean, if it's ungodly uncomfortable, right?
No, only after you have to... the rule where I went to school was you had to keep that roommate for the first semester.
No matter what.
Right. Because if they let you change roommates, it would be a free-for-all.
Because everybody would do it, because you assume in the first 2 weeks, if something bad happens, you don't want to live with this person. But it might shake out in the semester, right?
Right. So we actually... he was my roommate for the first whole year. I thought about getting rid of him at the halfway point, if I could have done it.
By a pillow over his head, poisoning his food.
I had a lot of different thoughts. There was one night he got so drunk, I thought he was going to have alcohol poisoning, and I was not going to call campus security. If he stopped breathing, I was just going to pretend.
That you were sleeping?
Right. And hope that... But what was really funny was that we actually were roommates for another semester. After it was all said and done, too. Because it's just one of those
deals. You bonded?
Not really. We never really liked each other.
It so happens that you started a gun collection at the end of the year, and he liked that, and you liked that, so...
Only to protect myself from him. Anyway, we got started on virgins in college. Anyway, the point is here that the Playboy editor, Jim Peterson, has coordinated the survey for Playboy. Says today's college students are more cautious about intercourse and less afraid of AIDS. Because I guess everybody thinks AIDS is cured, right? Yeah, go ahead. You sit on that cocktail for the rest of your life.
Well, if they're being more cautious, then they don't have to think about AIDS as much. That must be the way it's going.
Yeah. I don't know. I just did. I just wear a huge body condom wherever I go in public. Still to this day. Even once they cure AIDS. That gene will mutate. Anyway.
Well, we applaud our college students of today.
Far more sexually responsible than they were in years past. Far more. Although I was actually surprised when I went to school how many... but you could always tell who the women were who were rather prudish. Now, there's nothing wrong with being prudish. Now that I'm a father of a daughter, I feel very strongly about this the other way.
By their shoes? One look at their shoes, you knew, right?
You know what did it for me? It was the sweaters that they wore.
When they wouldn't open their mouth when you kissed them? Prude.
Even though they hadn't asked me to kiss them? Yeah, I was prude. Totally bothered by that. It was the sweaters that they wore. Depending on how much lace there was around the collar of the sweater, or not the, with that, they would have like lace around like a, those sweaters,
right?
With a monogram. They had their monogram in the lace netting of their sweater.
Good as a chastity belt to you.
Right. That told me right there, that dog don't hunt. And I would just
even though you walked up to them and said, "I want to be your daddy."
That's right.
I love you, even though they didn't know who you were.
Excuse me, you sexually active? I would do that a lot in college. Get a lot of funny stares that way.
I'm going to take a nap, and I want you to come down to my dorm room. And if you don't, I'm going to come and get you. They start crying and run.
Don't mind the fact that my roommate's dead in his bed. He's been dead for 4 days. I'm not telling anybody till I'm sure he's gone.
Sunny day, hopefully tomorrow, 60s, Kim.
And on Route 53, we have some northbound delays. Algonquin to Kirchhoff, southbound heavy Palatine to Euclid, Lakeshore Drive northbound slow, Chicago Avenue to Belmont and Bryn Mawr to Hollywood, southbound heavy through Hayes, and in Streamwood there's an accident at Irving Park Road and Sutton. This report is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Why do 37 million people have State Farm car insurance? Just ask. Our policyholders are easy to find. For State Farm Auto Insurance, see agent Bob Sorensen or Mike Sopko. When you're on the go and need to know, Chicago's News Talk 89 WLS.